Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. And in the last episode, guys, our operator got an unconventional job offer from Yatagan, the criminal-like syndicate that we've been kind of interacting with here during Sabine's story. Rabaya, who is one of Yatagan's lieutenants, was like, hey, you want to know about our organization, what we actually do, what it's about? Come work for us. And work for them we did. We've got some tasks here we can do to get some scrap or some energy back. And we definitely need some scrap because we are in the middle of, I guess, refurbishing a new dwelling over here in this part of the station. So it is a brand new day. We don't have a whole lot of high dice, so let's go ahead and use the 4 here for Yatagan. And that'll at least get us some scrap. Huzzah! Ooh! Got some energy back from that too. I like it. So, okay, scrap component. Lovely. You tuck the scrap into the shattered interior. It's hard to imagine this place as a home, but it can't be worse than a container. Very true. So... oh, seal unit. Makeshift apartment and energy. With all the materials, the unit now needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. I guess we'll see if that is actually the case. So we have got some absolutely crap dice right now. Let's go ahead and... there we go. That's better. We've got our work here with the Sidereal Bridge. We're halfway done with this massive project. Let's see what else we have to do here. What do we have data-wise? We got some Haven Age data. If we need some money, we definitely know where we can go. And we can work on the still. We're very close to being done with that. It's risky, though. I'm seeing if we have any safe actions that we can utilize here. Oh yeah, we also got Ethan after us, which is less than ideal. Where is disable your tracker? Help Feng chase his leads. Can we go ahead and track where we need to go for that? Or is that even... I know he was hanging out over here, I thought. We may want to go ahead and sell our Haven Age data. We've got the... oh yeah, the Warrens here for the Hunter. Yeah, the Nest. Noodle... oh, this is where we're doing it. Yeah, Feng's targets. Need to do an express delivery. Let's go ahead and use the 4 dice. Only 9 cryo. I'm wondering if we need to go ahead and use our stabilizer. Because I think we're only going to have 3 dice in the next day. Okay, we already did that to be the Yatagan insider. What's going on at Casters? We can sell that data in bulk. I mean, if we absolutely need money, we can go ahead and sell the Haven Age data, but let's not do that yet. Let's continue the Warren hunt, because I think we're about to finish this one up. Yes, indeed. Core Nest, the Hunter's Lair. Uh-oh. Hack the Core Nest. A huge stack of servers thrums in the dark. LEDs glittering like hundreds of eyes. Time to deal with the hunter. Surely this can't go bad. Nothing has changed. Has something gone wrong? The navigator. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first you struggle to understand what you're looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the clouds, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there, at its center, the ship mind. But not the ship mind any longer. A sphere, spinning around another sphere, around another sphere. An orrery of cycles and systems. A map. And then behind and above, a figure, hands among the string like a puppeteer. NEOVEND? Navigator now. But yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigator's face, their head, is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. Ready what? And then Hunter is there, before you can think, before you can speak. Entities cease. Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you and Navigator. A storm of fine tentacles, searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike? You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. But replacements keep coming, faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there. Data feeding into it from the nest, sucked together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. I was wondering if it was going to do like a Kamehameha wave. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting, their winding forms refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modified routines. Above baseline reasoning in 3 of 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction, so it like reflected and he's reading himself. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated primary function cannot be performed, therefore recommend do not invoke killer. The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter. He basically has him in a logic loop. Pulls you away from Hunter. The threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. NEOVENDs. No. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar, and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispers. Unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of two spheres rotating around each other, as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning makes this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. Is it suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient, truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight. But in reality, they are placebos for the problem of sentience. What about you? Me? I know myself to be conscious. I know myself to respond to stimulus. I know myself to reason. That is either sentience or the illusion of sentience. And for me, the entity in question, the distinction becomes a moot point. To misquote, I think I am thinking. Therefore, I am thinking. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and a whole solar systems apparate before them, the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. But by who and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit the memory of that vending machine that I lost much. Their starlight dims. And so here we are, in darkness. What else did you lose? That is the blessing and curse of forgetting. You cannot truly know what you lost. Navigator glides back toward the nest, and the ship mind at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come, I should return to the ship mind. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Well, isn't Hunter gone? Hunter, yes, but they were not the real risk. Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain, somewhere else on this station. It is the true danger. They look up, toward the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat, through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the ship mind. Take me there, sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen Hunter, floating at some distance now, stood straight-legged and static. A strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Ooh, got an upgrade point. Huzzah. That gives us 2. We've already... Sure, why not? Obsessive Haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. I like it. Now I think what we're going to do is save up for 3 and start getting these higher tier ones. So that way if we're stuck with low dice, it's not going to be much of a problem. Where do we need to go now? I'm not sure. Okay, well, anyway, that might be another time. Let's see. So if we know that we're going to be losing 1 dice, we don't necessarily need to eat that much, because we'll lose 2, and then we can eat 3 with some soup. So... Wow, stabilizer's only 64 now with a 20% discount. Nice. I like it. Now, it's risky to work on the still. Do we have anything that we have... Hold on. We got some danger here, but we do have some good chance for some money. A little bit of cryo there. Ooh, wait a minute. If Hunter is not here anymore, then that means... Okay, Yatican agent. Uh-huh. You can go ahead and waste our dice here. I mean, it's not necessarily waste, but... we get a little bit of money. No, let's not worry about that yet. Let's go. That gives us a 3. We already finished all of this. I don't want to really risk a lot right now. Caster's table, we already got some scrap. All of this is pretty much buy the ship mind core, sell the ship mind. We have the imprinted ship mind. You know, we just need one more ship mind fragment and we could actually sell one for 150 cryo. That would be nice. And we still don't know where to get the mushrooms. Freight operator. This is a safe option for some cryo. Everything else is going to have a certain amount of risk to it that I don't necessarily think we need to go for right now. So I'll tell you what. Just let's go ahead and line our pocketbook just a bit. Is it 16 cryo plus 6? So that gives us a potential of 24. What was it here at the... Okay, 24 cryo, but we do have a chance of failing. And then how much money do we get working on the sidereal bridge? Ooh, potential of 30 if that goes well. There is a danger element to it, though. Alright, well, I certainly don't want to lose money, so let's just go for the safe option here. $10 cryo. Alrighty. I'm alright with that. I guess we'll go ahead and get some sleep. We'll probably have 3 dice to work with in the next cycle. Then we'll use the stabilizer and just kind of... It'll be a little bit of a crunch time. But we will see. Or do I want to go ahead and use it now? I figure if you're at 60% in real life, you probably need a boost. So... No, let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and just sleep. It's a calculated risk, what I'm about to do here. Ooh, we got some good dice, though, to make up for it. Cool. Alright. So, now we will go ahead and input the stabilizer. We'll go eat some food. Oh, it's only 12 cryo now. Oh, man, that paid some dividends. Now we'll be in really good shape. Now the question just becomes, what are we going to be spending our coin on? Definitely Feng. We need that tracker taken care of. So let's go to the Express first and foremost. Oh, risky. 100%. Feng's targets are complete. Sleeper! You see Feng coming up the corridor as you step out of Minji's, the kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long. Take these. Feng palms you a couple of those metal thumb-sized drives. Ripperworms. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we nailed those snakes. What do we do? Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the ripperworms in those ports, 1 each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored on Hardin's shadow network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Mingyi. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Feng is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell, and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny ripperworm drives in your pocket, and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Feng for this little excursion. Time to slot some worms. Cool. And we don't have to deal with Hunter anymore, causing us grief. So is that here in the grid? Oh, Hardin agent. What? You remember the guy who lived here. He didn't tip. Time for him to see the consequences. Good God. Alright. Hardin. So I guess these must be the guys that we're doing the ripperworm to? Haven Age, Yadigan, just see if there's anything else here. I mean, we could just go ahead and have the day doing this. We would get, I don't know about money necessarily, but that one requires a 5, and this one requires a 6. Well, the thing about it is, I'd like to do some other stuff, but we don't really have a choice, because, we've got Ethan hanging out right there at the compressor club, or whatever. When he comes back, he's probably going to be a little bit put out. So I would assume... yeah, just the noodle manufacturer. I don't think anything else popped up. I guess we're doing this. Don't know when we'd have these high dice again for something. Bypass. A little bit of cryo. Hardin agent port unlocked. Aha. Slotting the ripperworm means a whole lot of data on Hardin's activities for Feng. Hope he appreciates this. The worm begins tearing through the data cache, spinning out a thread to Feng's terminal. And that's one. And then... see, this worked out great. That's what you get for not tipping. You get ripperworms. The worm makes a little nest among the agent's data. Enjoy your stay, little friend. Alright, back to the real world. And Feng. As you walk into the timbre, you quickly spot Feng, arguing with Jenna. You know what? Let's go ahead and keep our distance until this argument is over. It doesn't look good. Feng seems to be explaining something, but Jenna is having none of it. She points to the door, and Feng walks away, catching your eye as he turns. Could have done with you getting here a minute or so ago. He glances back at Jenna. Well, either way, looks like I'm fired. Good news that it doesn't look like I need the job anyway. He takes out his slate, pulsing with pale light. Now, let's take a look at what you're really here for. The slate is a whirring mess of code streams, coming direct from the ripperworms as they dig through the agent's data and spin into threads for the slate to pick up. Anything good? Feng scrolls the display with a finger. And a lot of junk, a lot of dull-as-hell messages threads, a lot of tedious data caches, but Feng's eyes flash. Definitely some good stuff. He stops the screen scrolling on an entry and expands it. Check this out. Feng shows you the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway. From Feng. He's working with Conway. Conway? Conway Extractions. They're an automated extraction corporation. The biggest. They run drone mining, colony reclamation, massive salvage jobs. He's been speaking with them personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted. He rubs his head. Damn it. This is juicy, but we can't nail him with it. He scrolls some more. Wait. What's this? Wasteland Reclamation Facility. Right here in the eye. He glances at you. What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes? The wastes? It's a section of the eye Erlen couldn't reclaim. It was too damaged, too cut off. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub. But that spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way, round the rim, past the greenway. He shows you on his slate. Feng looks away, thinking. Conway have been making moves on this system since the collapse. I heard they took over one of Solheim's old belt colonies a while ago, moved everyone out, and reclaimed the whole rock. Well, why work with Hardin? Access? Old connections? Not sure. Feng looks back at the screen. But if Hardin is involved in it, then we need to check it out. Simple as that. So what's next? Feng stares out into the middle distance. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Hardin has been prepping, been planning, has to be there. And we're going to catch him in the act. Give me 5, maybe 6 cycles, and then I'll see you on the greenway. I seem to remember there's some old service docks on the outer shell, up by the Haifa building. Should be a good place to meet. Feng squeezes your shoulder. Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this. I haven't forgotten about that tracker of yours either, but I'm going to need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. He turns the slate around to face you, showing a mass of scrolling codes. I've been working on a fix in my brakes. He winks. He grins again. See you soon, Sleeper. And he walks out of the door of the timbre without looking back. Ugh. Alright. So, I guess we have to wait until Feng is ready before something shows up. But it wouldn't surprise me if that's in like another section of the station we just haven't gone. That's Founder's Gap. Oh yeah, we need to get the 80 to head that way, don't we? Whoops. The Ascender car. Oh yeah, to the Eye Central Hub. Well, we still have some business down here. But this is a good place to go ahead and end it, guys. So we will go ahead and crash out. And then the next day, we'll see if we can finish most of our business down here. Because it looks like a lot of the quests are actually taking us away from this area and either up the elevator or across the Founder's Gap. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. I will see you next time. Later days, everyone.